Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show. We are at episode 624, and I am your host here to bring you the community of Bronydom for this week. I am Circuit Main, and I'm also joined by my wonderful group of panelists here to also bring you the Brony community for this week. We are joined by DM21.
Heck of a weekend I had.
Textalion. He's there, kind of. We are also joined by Suki of the Otaku Ascended.
Hola. I couldn't even make up something that sounds Spanish right now.
Hola, tu llamo Suki. ¿Es tú así?
I know how to be Hispanic. Do you see the map? Where's the map?
Oh, Suki the Explorer. Okay. Terrible.
All right.
But
Okay,
yes.
Food
I'll
caught
take
by
all
the animal control.
yeah, take all your messages of offense and throw them in the trash can nearby. They'll get to me somehow.
In all honesty, though, we like to give everybody a big hello and welcome and happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm celebrating a little bit here by I had a nice little burrito. I'm having a mimosa right now, which was actually manufactured in Spain. Not quite Mexican, but I also have some Modelo's, so I'm trying to even it out as best I can. Oh, I'm trying to celebrate Cinco de Mayo as best I can, considering also the fact that it's kind of one of those weird. Let's just say the holiday is not quite what we think it is at the same time, but I'd like to celebrate it just because I want to celebrate the awesome Mexican culture that we do have around here. Anybody
I
else hear
heard a
that?
little bit about it on and off.
Okay, I'm gonna slightly shut the door there. Anyway, all that aside, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for the Brony Show for this week for Cinco de Mayo. I am enjoying the mimosa now, and for the show today, we're gonna be taking it easy. We're gonna take it relaxed. They're gonna all cool. We're right at the in the middle of spring, where the nice, good weather of spring is quickly going to subside, and we're going to be baking in our shoes and drenched in our own sweat glands here very soon as summer comes rolling in like a freaking typhoon of pain and suffering. So we might as well relax and enjoy the weather now while we still can. But yes, for the show today, we're gonna take it completely easy by doing a video show. We've accumulated a lot of videos with both two conventions that I was participating in and a lot of craziness going on. Basically, we kept running out of time to do our video segments, and the videos have piled up. So now we're going to take some time to do some videos. Of course, before we do all of that, though, we do got to warm up our vocal cords, give ourselves a chance to step up on our soapboxes and say hello and talk a little bit about ourselves and what we've been up to. We always do that with a big old heaping helping double scoop protein shake powdered chug a lug of wub. So I'd like to ask all of you, as I do every week, what's up, bronies?
Well, the weekend I just discovered that my arthritis is not being treated anymore because the stuff I'm on is no longer working.
Well, that's upsetting.
Yeah,
Did it just stop working altogether? Is there a reason it's not kicking
you
in
know,
anymore?
it went by slowly. It's slowly but surely. And I've been having a rough couple nights getting to bed with arthritic flare-ups. Yeah,
Uh,
I've been losing some sleep lately.
that's a shame.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Good thing is I have a call with my arthritic doctor sometime this week, but I hope he has a alternate medication that he could put me on ready at the helm, but it could take longer given the availability of the staff. So we'll have to see.
I hope that things turn out better for you. It really does suck for the start of May for all of that to start coming down on you.
Yeah, even my joints are even more stiff than usual, and that's caused me a lot of problems unexpectedly.
All right. Well, just to throw out there, then, does anybody else have any other "What's up, Brony" that they want to throw out? All right. Well, I got a little bit of what's up going on with me, at least. So Ponyville Cider Fest really came screaming out of the gate for us this week. I'll be getting a little bit getting into the con chap just to put a little bit of a long story short. The hotels for Ponyville Cider Fest went up, and I managed to grab a hold of my hotel there. So I'm getting ready to make sure I'm able to attend Cider Fest. So I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Yeah, really excited. Uh, Honestly, other than that, it's been kind of one of those weird quiet weeks. I really don't have much to go on, which is not a bad thing. You know, sometimes you just need downtime. And I think a little extra downtime, especially since I know this is going to be a really crazy month for me later on. It's nice. I could enjoy it for the moment. All right, last chance to get some wubs in before we go ahead and get moving. All right, I guess it's going to be just one of those calm, quiet weeks. And also, I just realized I hadn't made an announcement on the Discord, so that probably may not be helping anything. Okay. Okay, I swear I should not be that out of it already. I can't type today. I can't do anything today. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. I've just lost all my mind here. I barely even had a beer, and I'm already losing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I also finished watching the saga Tanya the Evil, that isekai that one or two people recommended to me.
Yeah, that is a wild ride of an isekai. I definitely recommend people to watch it, but yeah, it is. It's amazing how far rage can take. Just pure unadulterated rage can take you. Sorry, Suki, you were gonna chime in there.
No, I was just gonna say definitely not an entry level show.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. We got a little bit of news going on. And a very little bit of news. Actually, everything seems to have quieted up quite a bit, so I guess it's just time of the year. But yes, let's start with the convention PonyCon countdown. We, of course, have Something Social 2025 that is going to be happening here in just 2.5 weeks. This is an online concert event. Or in this case, it's an online showcase of different Brony talents out there, and that's going to be shown off throughout the weekend. And it looks like that will be tied in with the Acid Unicorns, which is going to be having a special event happening that Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I was going to look a little bit further into this, but it actually skipped my mind entirely. So no, I didn't get the chance. I didn't yet. So I really should, because it comes up in just a few short weeks. But yeah, if you do want to check it out, I do recommend hitting them up. They do have a Discord. Apparently, they're still on the Twitter. And Acid Unicorns does have a YouTube, which if Tokoi told me right last time, did have some of the showcases from previous years, so you can get a general idea of what they're all about and what they're going to be doing for that Saturday. So yeah, next fun pony convention is completely online, so easy enough to get to. Then the week after that, Epona Fest is going to be happening down in Italy, which would be really awesome to see. I really wish I could go, but unfortunately, I can't afford to go to Italy at the moment. So,
Yeah, you have to. You already paid for all the money for the other ones, conventions.
yeah, I'd have to pay so much money, and I don't have so much money. I have so many. Yeah, I unfortunately have so many. I don't have the much part. I wish I had the much part. I could do so much if I had so much, but I don't have so much. I only have so. So, let's move on. We also have the Dropper Vampire Birthday Feast. Which, this is kind of a fun one that kind of popped up in here. Apparently, a virtual mini festival commemorating the birthday of Dropper Fest is apparently going to be happening. Apparently, this guy is pretty cool, at least cool enough that he's got more than a few musicians and people that are eager to do a full-on festival to celebrate his birthday, and I'm all for that. That is awesome stuff. But yes, it looks like the celebration of his birthday is going to be streamed on Twitch. But it does appear that it is going to. There's also going to be some VR chat worlds that may have this event happening too, and I'm hoping I can find out where, when, and what, and see if I can participate, or at least check it out in the VR space, which will be really cool to see.
That would be cool.
Yep, and it should happen.
Everyone just screw around with their avatars.
Yeah. And there's a good possibility I may be able to do it when I'm in a new VR space here at home too. So this will be interesting if it happens. But yeah, we have that going on. And the week after that, we have Everfree Encore, which is another music festival. This one is actually completely, not completely physical, but it is definitely in a location. And in this case, it's located in Gutstensteig. So we're just gonna bring this up because I'm just going to be horrible about this if I try. Let's see. I got D. Come on. Okay, zoom it out. Zoom out. Oh, it's in Deutschland. It's in Germany. It's Germany. Yep. But yeah, it looks like it pretty is smack dab in the middle of Germany. I mean, that is really in the middle of it. That is kind of funny. But yeah, if you are in Germany or you have the ability to get down there, it looks like there's going to be a cool little music festival going on. And apparently they're even going to have community guests, dealers, merch, all sorts of fun stuff in a rustic and cozy venue. So just a nice little, just a sweet, awesome little time. That sounds so sweet. That would be so sweet to go to.
Yeah.
And the last convention we're going to talk about, without doing a lot of news jumping, is Pony Expo, which is the actually no, we are not going to talk about Pony Expo because we don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm actually going to bring this up because we don't know what's happening. Here's the website. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what's happening. Pony Expo. This is a convention that happened once so far. It was a disaster when it happened. So much so that just to give a little bit of an idea of the drama that's been happening. Apparently the con chair head abdicated the con heading to another person, to two other people, who said that they were going to take a year break and then do another one. And then after that, nothing was really said. And then apparently those two abdicated the con chair head back to the original owner. And then there was announcements made in I think it was the Ponyville Cider Fest con booklet about the next convention. They had a website up. This was all going to be happening in Phoenix, Arizona. So there was every possibility that I may be able to attend and actually see what happens with this. But the problem is that the dates didn't match up in a lot of cases. Like one of the advertisements said August. This one says June. And when you tried to ask questions in the Discord, apparently the some of the con leads weren't there, so they couldn't actually answer questions all that well, or they were very slow to respond. And sometimes to get a response from some people that said that they would be able to advise me on what's going on and give me a little more information, and then nothing happened. I never got information. And then they refunded everybody, the pre-purchasers, which I'm glad that they refunded the pre-purchasers, because a lot of people were thinking, this is awfully sus. And just, yeah, it has been such a quiet, wild... It's been a ride, to say the least. And I wish I could tell people more. I wish I could say that I was going to check it out. I wish I could say so many things. I can't say anything about Pony Expo. I have nothing to go on other than the fact that it kind of exists. And at the moment, with the way it's acting up, I literally took the one thing of Pony Expo I got, which was a vendor over in, I think it was actually Everfree last year, was selling some extra bags some extra tote bags that they had that they made for the con. I bought one of them, and now I'm trying to preserve it because this might be the only Pony Expo merchandise I'm ever going to have. The con that was and wasn't. And I'm not gonna say
the con that would have been.
The con that tried to be. That wasn't.
The con that could have been, yeah.
The con that could have been, but it was not planned well. I mean, I think it ended up, if I recall right, basically so much flopped on its head during the con, and it ended up being pretty much ran by Ellie Ray. When you have a freaking voice actor having to keep a con together during its first year, you know you got problems. Yeah, it was just so much. You could do a whole story about Pony Expo. It was the greatest, saddest. So far the saddest little flop of a con I've heard to date so far, and I hate saying that because this was also a good opportunity for a pony convention here in the mid area, near my home state of Utah, which would have been great. It would have been great. I would have been happy to drive down there and enjoy it. Yeah, but nope. Okay.
Why can't we have nice things?
That ranting and raving aside. So, Ciderfest. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ciderfest here because they went nuts. They said that they were going to make an announcement. It was a few days after BabsCon. Admittedly, I was kind of holding my breath because I was scared to death they were going to announce this as the last con. Because a lot of things have not been going well lately. Luckily, those fears were unfounded. But what they did announce was they announced what the next year of the convention the next time the convention is going to be, which is going to be mid-November, the week before Thanksgiving, which appears to be kind of the area that they're going to be hovering for now. So every weekend before Thanksgiving, apparently the weekend before Thanksgiving, they're going to have a Ciderfest going on for the next couple of years. And the reason I can say that is not only they announced this year's Ciderfest dates, they announced next year's Ciderfest dates.
Nice.
And they already put the hotel rooms up for hold for Ciderfest, and I already booked my room for Ciderfest, which is nice. And
early bird gets the worm.
And later on this week, they're going to open up for passes to be bought. A lot of the questions and issues that I had with Ciderfest last year were completely squashed and quashed over this last week. They're getting tickets out earlier, much earlier. They got the rooms already ready to go. We got the dates, we got the times, we got so much. And this is going to be in November. This is literally half a year away, 6 months away. And that is so beautiful. That gives you a lot more time to prepare, especially since last time it did not happen. And yeah, CMC also mentioned Windy City PonyCon, which is going to be happening the next year as well. You can see right here, right now, it's like, I thought they didn't decide on the Ren Fair yet, but I think everybody's like really leaning into the Ren Fair thing, so that might end up being the case there too. But yeah, a lot of stuff was announced, and I was so excited. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is apparently the party rooms aren't exactly going to be a thing. the big party rooms, which when they gave the explanation, the fact is that the hotel, all of the floors of the hotel are facing into the lobby of the hotel. You know, all of the rooms are circled around, so yeah, so if a party room kind of spills out, it's really loud, it's going to hit the whole lobby. So yeah, it sucks, but I get it. I do get it. It's a but private parties can still happen, which is nice. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting at it. So I'm excited. I got my hotel room. All right, and with that, that is the convention. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the news we do have. We do have a little bit of news. Going to start off with Tamers. Tamers, once again, is coming out with another video. This one is a shorter one, which is all surprising. 20 minutes instead of the normal 30 minutes to an hour long. Of course, this one, Scootaloo introduces Rainbow Dash to her parents at the hometown buffet. That is a name, isn't it? But yes, we have the same old. Basically, if you know what Tamers is, you know what Tamers is. You know what you're getting into. The
early 2000s humor.
A lot of early 2000s humor, a lot of weird anime, a lot of weird drawings, a lot of mixed in clip arts, but you also get some really good drawings mixed in there, and also you get a kooky story that also it can be a little bit decent in some cases. Really interesting altogether. Really, it's just something you really got to check out, but just be ready for whatever happens with this. Actually, I'm going to pause right here. This feels like something I really shouldn't let continue playing right at this point. This is screaming bad news bears right here. But yeah, this is going to be in the show. Once again, this is going to be in the show notes just because I don't know if and when this will get age restricted. Because that has happened more than a few times already. So please check it out. Next, in the why can't we get a solid straight answer on this? We mentioned it last week where My Little Pony seemed to come back to Netflix, but only episode 1s of seasons 1 through 4 were there. Now apparently all of the episodes are on Netflix for seasons 1 through 4. So, yep, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, all of them are there. All of the episodes, they're fully complete. You're still missing 5 through 9, which you could still go to other locations and sites and places to see it. But now it's on Netflix again, so I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what's going on anymore. Do any of you know? Because I've given up at this point. I don't know what's going on.
I'm guessing Netflix is just going back and forth. Like, do we keep this or do we get rid of it? Do we keep this? Do we get rid of it?
Yeah, who knows? It's Netflix at this point. Basically, Netflix watch the cool stuff when it comes out, and then try and get physical copies of it at some point because you never know when it's going to vanish at this point. There's a lot of points.
Own your physical media, folks.
Yeah. Love your physical media. Try to own it if you can. Trust me on this one. I've seen it vanish enough. You want to know the proof? Try looking up Earth and Beyond. You can't. It's a game that existed. You can't play it anymore. But anyway, moving on. So, who's ready to show off their pony swag? So, with this, sorry, I didn't mean the quiet to take that long. With the Equestria Daily is getting set up for their next Pony Collection event for 2025. Or, look what I got, collections. So, yes, they are asking for pictures of all of your pony collections. Posters, prints, figures, figurines, dakimakuras, plushies, whatever you got, flags, pins. There's probably other things out there I'm not even thinking about. But
well, plushies, you got them. You want artwork, you got them.
Plushies, figures, prints, you want it, it's yours, my friends. As long as you have enough money. Alright. But yes, they're asking for pictures of entire pony collections. And of course, they're asking for full-on setup displays of your collection, so not just randomly grabbing pictures of everything that you have around your house. They're looking for a full-on display of it. But asking for pictures of it, you can also look at their previous pony collection events to get an idea of how people set up their collections.
Yeah, I used to went through these in the past when I was on and off commenter on Equestria Daily. It was the pictures were more like just the little collections and mismatched stuff. It wasn't all propped up like this one right here.
Yeah, if you go through the previous collection events, you can get a better idea of how these used to go. Yeah, quick romp through 2021 here. You can see some of the ways that were done. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to try to get a bigger portion of my actual collection set up and shown on this one, which is going to be wild to say the least. But yep, they are asking for all pictures to be submitted and ready to go by the beginning of June, so you have all of May, or at least at this point what's left of May, to get it all organized and a picture and sent over. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to try to get a good old shot of my entire collection. Hopefully I'll actually have the space to really be able to pull it all together and really show it off this time. But if you have your own collections, you're more than encouraged to show yours off too. So it's really awesome and interesting. And of course, just because they have to say it and I understand it, please no NSFW stuff. If it's not safe for Wuna, it's not safe to show.
You don't want to make Wuna cry, do you?
You don't want to make the Wuna cry. Next, the My Little Pony Tournament of Mysteries comic has been released. At the moment, this could, and I say this very directly because I don't know if they announced anything since then. This could be the very last My Little Pony comic from IDW. I say could be because they also said that they were working on comics, but nothing has been announced since then. So
You could be working on other comics other than My Little Pony. So
no, they said other pony comics. They said other pony comics. That's why it's.
Oh, okay.
We don't know. It could be. It couldn't be. But at the moment, we have the Tournament of Mysteries, and this has been released. I have not been able to get my copy yet. It was not at my comic book store when I went by to pick up my holds. So I'm still missing this. I'm also missing another one of the Maritime Mysteries, but I believe I do have that on the way here. So I should at least have one of every single comic that has been released, including the Fiendship is Magic, though that is more of an omnibus situation, but still, I have them. So, yep, we're nearing either another end or just another note until we get more comics. Again, we don't know. But if you are curious about the Tournament of Mysteries, there is a full review of it by MLP Trinary. And of course, this
Those faces.
Yeah, the face. We just got the freaking giant smiling faces. Oh my world. I will never get over these faces. I just, wow. I don't know what these ponies are on, but I want some of that because they are on something.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
It's not even just the happy faces. Anytime they express any emotion, their mouths are huge.
Yeah, it's off-putting and it's really jarring.
But at the same time, it is fun. It is interesting to see a different art style here, especially with the pointed ears. Kind of got like elfish ears going on here. It is kind of cool to see. But yeah, anyway, there is a full-on review of the comic if you want to see if it's something you do want to pick up, or you just want to take a look and see what happens to the comic altogether. It's all there. And finally, yeah, I'm as shocked as you. This is the last little bit of news. But this is a fun one. Apparently, a full-on Fluttershy set has been announced by Funism. Because when you know you are best pony, apparently you get your own set. I am not kidding. This is literally a Fluttershy set. Got Fluttershy with a gift. You got Fluttershy being stylish. You got Fluttershy with books. You got Fluttershy with a coffee table. You got Fluttershy being a doormat. And not too happy about that. You got Fluttershy and a bear. You got Fluttershy as a princess. You got a Fluttershy as a birthday. You got Fluttershy giving the stare. You got all sorts of little Flutter figures. You can even get little look-ins at all of them here and get a better idea of what they look like. Now, honestly, these are all really adorable. My only problem is that they're going to probably be expensive as hell to get at this point. Just really a shame. So, unfortunately, this is going to be one of those cases where we're just going to have to look from a distance, but we're probably not going to be able to grab one. It's really a shame. I would so get the Fluttershy Celestia. That would be so freaking sweet.
Do you want me to look it up on eBay?
No, it's not even out yet. It's not even out yet, man. And it's going to be expensive as hell. But it is really cool to see these, and I'm really glad and stoked to see that they're actually coming out with dedicated series to ponies. So if we got a Fluttershy, there's every opportunity a Twilight might show up next too.
Or Rarity, or AJ.
Yeah, all sorts of opportunities.
Okay, you know what? The funniest thing I just found again?
Mm-hmm.
While looking for a Fluttershy Celestia toy, there was a Fluttershy with Celestia and Philomena.
Oh yeah, one of those packs.
Oh yeah, that was fun. So, let's go ahead and get into it. That is it for the news. Really not a whole lot of news this week. Again, it looks like it's kind of one of those quiet weeks. Maybe a quiet couple days. But it also means it's time for our fan submissions and suggestions. Which also comes with our favorite time to show off those artistic chops. And we do that with our challenge that we issue every week. You may call it a weekly challenge every week. And that is, of course, our challenge of the week.
And there's the bot in chat.
And there's our bot. There's a random bot. And of
Yay!
course, our challenge of the week for this week was bad idea combinations. But we also had a protest initiative challenge.
That's correct. I forgot it. Hang on. Wait.
So, the hint is brushy brushy.
Combs? Oh, no. The Protest Initiative challenge this week, how could I have forgotten? It's The Brony Show, episode 624. Get your popcorn. It's video time.
Yep, it's popcorn.
Yay! Popcorn!
In all factuality, it's toothbrush. That's right, toothbrush.
Yeah, and mine, I took some time to draw it. I feel like I'm pushing myself, but at the same time, I'm driving myself more and more crazy with the way I'm trying to take these challenges on. But I did manage to barely pull it off before the main show, and I mean that just barely. There was about 10 minutes left in the pre-show when about 5 to 10 minutes left when I finished it. But yes, we of course have Circuit Main with the worst combination of ideas to date. Because when you love coffee, but you're also trying to take care of your dental health, maybe making a toothpaste coffee creamer is not the best method.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Why?
Oh,
I will say,
oh,
a
crap.
coffee-flavored toothpaste sounds amazing. Mind you,
that sounds amazing.
this looks bad.
Yeah. You got the order wrong. Not a coffee flavored toothpaste, a toothpaste flavored coffee. No, that is not how you do this. I know.
Also,
And I forgot,
You know
I
what
was
I did
actually
is-
I was actually going to do an embellishment of the cheeks here to make him look like he was in horrible pain. This was the worst idea you could ever have. I mean, his ears are flopping, his horn is flopping, his expression is actually altered because of how bad it is. I mean, his hair is flopping. So much flopping and going nuts.
Second, an idea came to me since I still plan on bringing the shamrock like syrup. We mix that with Malort.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing that actually, of all of this, everything I drew here, the one thing that actually gave me the most trouble was, oddly enough, the most perplexing thing I would have imagined.
Mm.
The damn toothbrush.
Oh yeah, mainly the bristles. They are not fun.
The
Oh,
just,
yeah.
No.
Toothbrushes can be hard.
Yeah, I didn't imagine that would be the one sticking point I would have had in all of this. I mean, I've had my problems with the hooves before. This actually wasn't too bad this time. I had my problems with the legs before. This wasn't too bad this time. I've actually gotten better about facial expressions and the entire mouth thing altogether. The nose is sometimes a problem. I didn't think that was too bad this time. I even got the whole flopping and ear thing going here a lot better than that damn toothbrush. I still don't like that toothbrush. I hate how that thing looks right now.
My best
I
advice
can't
for the
imagine
toothbrush.
how hard it is. I can't imagine how hard it is to make a toothbrush expression and any drawing art.
Second, if we go to mine, we might see how I also failed at making a toothbrush.
One thing I will say when it comes to drawing toothbrushes, my best advice here would be just to change the angle. So instead of facing the camera, it'd be facing, like, just the other way. Because then, you have more of the contours of the toothbrush, which are pretty common. And even if you don't want to illustrate the contours of the toothbrush, it's very prominent the direction the bristles are facing, which makes it very instantly recognizable as a brush of some kind. That said, you did a good job, and I think that you did, honestly, I think, anatomy wise, your pony, very cute, very cute.
Actually,
Yeah,
do you know what
very
the
well
dumb
done.
thing about all of this was? I did draw that toothbrush sideways. It looked even worse. Somehow, in trying to redraw it ended up going forward, and I just ran with it because that was the best way I could make it look. It looks so much worse on its side.
Also, your cutie mark is very weird from what I normally see it as.
Oh, that cutie mark I'm not gonna lie, I do not have a good reference for it, and every time I get to the point where it's time to draw, I'm usually in rush mode, and I've never had time to find a good reference. So I've been making it up. I've been making it up every single time. You look at my images, if I remember the cutie mark for Circuit, they are all different. I have been making them up every single time.
My scores?
I actually almost feel like it's a running gag at this point for people to see if anybody ever noticed.
No, actually, this is your lore. Your cutie mark changes every time. It's like a circuit board. It keeps running in the background, operating the pony, and it changes. The circuitry changes every time you draw him.
Well, that is one possibility, but I just like the joke. I kind of got it off of the whole Power Woman joke that they had for DC Comics when she was first introduced.
Are you talking about the cleavage or the?
Yes, pretty much.
I just know that I just went and looked at the references from the reference channel, and it all generally ends up in an overall square shape, whereas this one, with the fact that it extends out in two directions, it's got a bit of a boat shape.
I can kind of see that, actually.
I can see that.
Such that this one, being that shape, is why it's feeling weird, because it's not overall a square.
Well, I'll try. I will make a promise to actually try to find a better reference for my cutie mark to actually get it done properly in the future. But let's look at the other bad idea.
It's definitely interesting that it always changes.
It really is, isn't it? It's just kind of funny. But now we
This is
have
part of your lore now.
we have this thing, mint and chill. which we have to ask why. Actually, the thing is not supposed to be mint and chill. I'm sure he's meant mint and chili.
No, the chill pot in red is kind of meant to be a little gag because sometimes people think, oh, chili, it must be cold.
What? No, what? No, wait, what? No, what?
No, when I hear chili, I think way too spiced things because people love to overspice their chili rather than have a decent chili.
There's
know,
Make it
yeah.
flavorful.
True. Then again, I'm recalling a cartoon gag when Ice Character went to a chili cook-off and was like, hey, it's just chili. And then everyone looked at him like, you know that's not cold, right? It's hot.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a very good gag, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, as Toa did mention, his bristles are not faring much better. Apparently, toothbrush bristles are the next big challenge of artists everywhere.
The main issue is trying to do it without it looking like a thing. And let me find some.
I
Because
just know looking at this, the way to do it is you have, because like on the toothbrush I have, there's definite points where there's a lot of bristles at once. This looks like it's 10 bristles coming out of each space.
Yep, and in the
And
side
it's-
chat here, I have something that we should have probably used as a reference circuit.
Oh god, clip art.
Oh god, that is worse. I'd rather do the way I did it. Ah.
But you know what I mean, though. That at least shows.
No, I get it. It would have been a better indicator than whatever we tried to pull off with.
The
with our
number of
brains.
bristles on that clip art, it's too much for that toothbrush head. It is extending off the tip.
So that
Yeah.
proves it. Toothbrushes are a pain no matter what. You either get, like me, too little on the angle seconds that it looks like it's to the front, and then this thing.
Burn it with fire.
Well, in the case, fun thing is that is all of the entries that we got. They're again quite weak. Not a lot of content creation entries, but that also gives us a chance to bring up some more new entries. Everybody, we do that with our beautiful picker wheel. So every week, as this time approaches, we ask you to go ahead and provide us your prompts. We love your prompts, and we use them to challenge everybody to create not just art, but music, writing, random arithmetic, cookies, however you express yourself, however you want to show off your creativity to the Brony community. We ask all you have to do is just express yourself with the prompts. And of course, we also are willing to also be part of this. So I use them as well for my own prompts for arting. And yeah, words, English,
Well,
fail, words.
What was that your guinea pig we came up with? Mr. Pibbles or Mr.
Mr. Pibbles?
Yeah.
Oh, from the Jackbox.
Yeah.
Oh
last
yeah. It's like the angry, like the super guinea pig or something like that.
Something like
I don't quite remember it
I
now.
don't know.
Because I had an idea, but now it's going away now because I'm trying to remember his name.
All I know is my prompt was picked last week, so I'm planning on not putting things in. Everyone, put things in.
Yeah, come on, this is for
I
everybody.
see you in the chat there.
What about Lumi and her guinea pig?
Whoops.
Or wait, maybe Lumi's new pet.
Wow, I think this really is just one of those quiet dead weeks.
What about anyone else in the call? Is there anyone other than Toa that has a thing?
We need
Yeah,
a worthy
we-
opponent for a worthy opponent. Even though the irony of worthy opponent being the only thing to select is kind of hilarious.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're just really quiet. Well,
I said Lumi's pet.
oh, Lumi's pet. Okay.
Did we give Lumi a pet?
Well, we can make her one with this. Maybe I'll give her an Aibo, one of those Robo Dogs from way back when.
Oh god.
Oh,
Actually, it'd be funny if I gave her one of those knockoff Tamagotchis. Remember when Tamagotchis were like starting to become a big craze way back when? Way back when? The only reason they come to mind is I remember I went to I went to like a Walgreens or something to try to find one because I was desperate to be one of the cool kids. Have a Tamagotchi. They had some knockoffs, but they were hilarious knockoffs too. They were just like, oh, we got a virtual chicken and a virtual cow, and they're just farm animals. It's just a virtual farm animals. It's actually hilarious thinking about it now. Alright, going once.
Since there's so few things
Spring
in there, I'll put one in.
Alright. Got spring cleaning. Yeah, I'm starting to think that.
one.
Say what?
Do we have a silly one from
We have
Suki?
one.
Suki even alive at this point?
Muted, so he may have stepped away for a moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Suki does have some pretty awesome things coming his way, so he might be getting ready for all of that.
Oh yeah. By the way, I might not be around for the coffee house after party
That's all right.
because I have to get up earlier tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and randomize and pull here. Let's go ahead and shuffle and. Yep, this is the smallest wheel we've had in a long time. And still, it came to the edge. It came to the edge. But yes, it looks like our next week's challenge is a worthy opponent. I'm sure their battle will be legendary. And do we have a protest initiative challenge?
Coffee.
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 I'm already starting to see a coffee drink off going on. I'm not gonna stop drinking until you stop drinking. All
They
right.
getting super sweet like Fry.
All right. With that, everybody, that is it for our news and our content creation and all the fun stuff. Now it's time to get on to the video segment, or basically the entirety of the show, which is the video segment. I'm not gonna lie. If I had I was debating if I had a little bit of time to try pulling up Gmod and see if one of the Pony theaters was still around and if it actually managed to still work, even by a margin. Because that would have been kind of funny to do, but we don't have the time for that. So,
Yeah, you didn't tell anyone that was an idea, so we could have loaded stuff up.
yeah, but it was a dumb idea, and I wanted to see if it would even work before I even started having people trying to load crap up. Because that, it'd be stupid. It's just like, we're going to try this, and then we try it, if everybody's loading up, and we spend like 15 minutes trying to get it to try, it's like, oh, no, it doesn't work. I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. That's terrible.